Welcome back, IWC. Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. It's me, it's the GOC, coming to you live to tape, on the road, on assignment, here for another special episodic YouTube adventure on Chaos Corner. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. Now, I do have the air conditioner on right now here in the stinking Lincoln, so it's going to blow particles all over the place. Be prepared. Wipe off the screen, and let's get into it. WWE, AEW, that's what we're talking about. And I'm going to listen in on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 with the coach and Tommy Dreamer. And don't think I forgot, Dreamer, when it was myself and Zombie against you, Mr. Hardcore Icon. And you caned me. I didn't forget about it, but that's another story for another time. Let's listen in and see what the geeks and goons and neckbeards and mouth breathers and virgins and fans with the brain of a dehydrated baby. I mean, no offense, man. Kayfabe, not my fans. Austin Nance, thanks for being here as my mod, holding it down, keeping it real and maintaining. Drop an elbow on that like button. Share, subscribe, leave a comment, become a member. I think it's $2.99 a month. That's the best way to support this channel, which has almost 2 million total views, over 700 episodes of Chaos Corner, the show. Because this isn't a fucking podcast, it's a show. Over 7,000 videos of everything you can think of here on the channel. From pillar to post to coast and border to border. From 95 up and down to 91 to 84 across Route 66. I'm full of piss and vinegar because I haven't done a live show in a little bit. You guys know I got a lot of things going on. Thank you for all the inboxes and messages and prayers and just reaching out to me. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. So much love and respect for being here. It's a stress reliever. It's a temporary distraction. You could see I broke out the old horse whip, the bull rope, if you will. So sit back and relax. Let's see. Off of coming out Monday Night Raw, leading into Dynamite. We're coming off Backlash, going into AEW All Out, I believe. There's a lot to talk about, and I want to hear what Dreamer and the coach have to say, along with you, because you know I appeared with the coach several times in the early and mid-2000s, and the same thing being in ring with Dreamer. That's right. So let's listen in. Impromptu. I'm on the road. I'm going to see the movie Michael about Michael Jackson for the second time. I'm taking my granddaughter. Good flick, just for the music alone. All right, let's see what's going on.
All those years, I didn't
Let's sit in.
You know, I mean, Terry's gone, what, a year or two now? I don't celebrate people's deaths. I celebrate their lives. But he was a Nation member.
Dream, we're talking about Terry Funk, and you guys know my history with Terry Funk at the Hammond, Indiana Civic Center. Myself and Tough Tommy Capone against Funk. Yeah, I took the chair shots and the taped fists right between the eyes. And a kick to the groin. That's my nutcracker, man. That's why you're here. The history of what you learn here. Facts. From an insider who was actually in the business and took the fucking bumps.
A great shooting. He's the one that shot.
It's not about me. Let's listen in. You know, I may be the old man brand, the over 60 demo guy, but I still follow the product and report on the product. You guys know that. Follow me over on X, my new account. That's right, new account on Twitter, aka X. At GOC, that's me. At GOC, that's me. Hit me up. I don't know what happened to the old account. It got locked. I have no idea why it got locked. That was at Big Daddy GOC. but now it's at GOC. That's me on X. Of course, here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel, and over on Rumble.
It's this weird connection.
Guardian of Chaos on Rumble. Of course, on Facebook, 2 accounts.
Paradise Alley and like
Jay Brony. That's right, Jay Brony, just like it sounds for all you jabrones out there.
he's talking to me about
And Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian.
I want to say it's the
Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. So that's Facebook, Rumble, X, here on YouTube. And they're talking about Terry Funk, the movie Paradise Alley, where he played Frankie the Thumper. And of course, you know, in real life, my connection with the Paradise 4 and Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling
and like all these
on all social media platforms.
have all
I'm a little distracted here. Let me focus. I just slammed a cup of coffee.
I want to say
Stand by.
Jason Hervey's mom was a famous casting agent, and that's how all of these things start to connect the dots, because she was Terry's agent. I was friends with them. It's all this weird connection, but again, wrestling connects people, and
Sure
Barry
does.
Loved pro wrestling.
Yeah, it absolutely does. When you have a casting director who understands,
And
how
I
talented
apologize for
wrestlers
all the
are in
particles
certain positions,
floating through the
those are
air
better
here.
Sometimes in like the traditional actors or actresses.
Air conditioner's
that
on.
are
It's
out
warm
there.
outside. I don't want to
once
scare
again, rest
everybody in
peace.
this
Thank you,
vicinity.
Tommy, for kind of educating
So
me.
there's
I did not
particles
know
flying
any of that,
everywhere.
as well.
And at the time, like, this is a wrestling documentary. This was unreal before it was unreal. It was so ahead of its time, because, you know, back then, this is what, 96, 97, when we're shooting all this, it wasn't accepted. And now,
So absolutely not.
I think he's talking about Beyond the Mat, the documentary.
We've got a couple of calls that I want to take. We've been talking a lot about Jacob and Roman and Monday Night Raw last night, so let's get to hopefully
Now
all
let's
of them.
hear what the
Let's go to
fans
Dominic,
have to say
in
for a
the
second.
Dallas.
I mean, come on,
Dominic,
leave your
obviously,
comments in the live
Roman
premiere.
and Jacob
Hooligram,
dominate Monday Night Raw. What's your take
Otis,
today?
Funny Rob, Bebe, Scripps, Kratos, Midmo, Smart, Future. Let me hear what you have to say. Comic Book Bob, Hollywood. Professor, are you here? Is anybody watching?
Yeah, how you doing this afternoon, gentlemen? I'm an older guy, and I looked at the Oba strut no differently than I used to look at Brutus Beefcake strut. I think it's so similar. They should be
Oba.
using that strut as much as they do.
He's over, man. But let's see. They don't fuck this one up. And I apologize for the cussing.
And cutting. I totally forgot about that, but you're all right. It did have that type of. I think it's more so the music than anything. Oba's song is fierce. Brutus Beefcake's music wasn't.
Right. Excellent, Dreamer.
And like I said, every day now on SportsCenter, they play Oba's song during the playoffs, so you know it's intense.
Beefcake couldn't
Absolutely.
carry
And I will
Oba's
compare
jockstrap
it
at this
to
point of his career.
Goldberg, and Goldberg
Beefcake had a good career,
had music for years.
but let's
When
not
it hit,
confuse what's
people
happening
would
now.
say
It's a
it was gonna
totally
be,
different
and never he
business.
did the walk all the way from his locker room. So I would, Eddie, I will disagree with you respectfully. That to me, this has got to be Oba's thing. I mean, it's different than everybody else.
I don't like the open challenge. You have
Let's
nothing.
go
You have
Tim.
nothing
Tim,
else
what's
for
your take
Oba
today
but the
on how they're
challenge,
using
and we'll
Roman
get to
and
Jacob and
Fatu right
Roman
now?
in a minute because it's about to go off the air, and then we'll talk.
Thanks, man.
Fatu last night and Roman Reigns and the Usos. I know we're going back 3 years to the bloodline, but that's what carried the WWE then. And with all the Samoans and with Zilla in the wings and others, I mean, this makes sense. But you have to have other stories as well. You know, they haven't gone off the air, as JD from Off the Script said, and Don Tony as well. They haven't gone off the air with an actual wrestling main event in months. Let that sink in. Let that marinate.
He would say that because normally when you're the champion, it's
Again,
somebody helping
impromptu
somebody
here on
be
Chaos
the
Corner.
champion.
Thanks for being
It'd be
here.
interesting if the Usos somehow helped Roman stay champion over Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, dude, it's complicated for me. If I could do it, no. If I could do a deeper dive, it's a wait and see. It really and truly is. He lost. He wouldn't acknowledge him. That's a heel. It's literally Ted DiBiase. Kiss my toe. It's Vince McMahon's ass club.
Kiss my ass. You guys know my connection with the Samoan dynasty. I was able to appear and be in ring with and be on the same shows as the original Pops Alpha of the Wild Samoans, Lloyd Anawai, aka LA Smooth, Rosie and Jamal, aka Umaga, Eddie Fatu, Rikishi, unbelievable as a Samoan SWAT team, Big Sam, who is Samu, Little Sam, the Tonga Kid, Yokozuna, two-time WWE champion. I was able to perform with each and every one. Met them in 1983. That's how far back we go. Like a recliner, like 8 tracks. And I could never thank them enough or thank them enough for what they allowed me to do by working with them. Treating me like family, like an oos. And I consider myself an honorary oos. And that's why you come here, to learn things.
As opposed to where we are now.
So you can hold a conversation at your next venue, your next event, restaurant, pub, family gathering, barbecue, 250th celebration of the United States of America. So you're better off when you walk out of here than when you fucking walked in. So now that they're going to commercial break, again, we're here with Jonathan Coachman and Tommy Dreamer. And you, the fans, we're listening to Pro Wrestling Nation, Busted Open Radio. Again, probably the #1 talk show just because of exposure alone and who they get on there, whether they kiss ass, they're shills, they're getting paid, they're a part of the company. I really don't care about any of that. You can say the same thing about Alvarez and Meltzer and all the rest of them guys over at Wrestling Observer. I'm here as someone over 50 years as an agent, a producer, a scout, a historian, a promoter, a ticket seller, hanging up flyers, a setting up and breaking down the ring, a fan, a smark, an insider, a mark. That's right, I said it, a mark, because we're all marks at one time or another. That's why we're here and we're still in the business. And of course, my over 3 decades, and we could even say 4 decades, as a pro wrestling manager who took the fucking bumps, who came out on all the different organizations and shows that I worked 2-3 times a night. Let that sink in. Let that marinate. And then, of course, being a ring announcer, a broadcaster, play-by-play, color commentator. I mean, from soup to nuts, I wore every hat you could think of. And that's why I'm still here. Relevant, irrelevant, it doesn't matter, because I'm here for me and for you if you enjoy what I do. If not, I would be doing this anyway. And I want to know your thoughts while we're here on commercial break as we listen in on an impromptu episode of Chaos Corner. Last night and what's going on moving forward with Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns and the Samoan Dynasty and the Fatus. And I follow Zilla on YouTube. He has his live YouTube channel. He saw the videos through my buddy Kurt Adonis at a convention of his father and I working together in the ring. It's unbelievable. For him and against him. The only time I was ever a face in my whole career as a heel manager, molded after Captain Lou Albano, Bobby Heenan, Jim Cornette, Gary Hart, was when I was with Umaga, aka Eddie and Junior Rikishi, and then the very next night and the following months after that against them, whether it was with the Mercenaries or us against Charlie and Russ Haas, the Haas brothers, where they were the heels and they had Kurt Adonis as their manager. And if you don't know who Kurt Adonis is, all you have to do is go with Wrestling with Character, ESPN, Northeast Wrestling, all the conventions, MLW, TNA, Flair's Last Stand. I mean, there's nobody more that wears hats from a performer, a talent, to now production than Kurt Adonis. Especially Wrestling with Character, his own product. There's a lot going on. Like I said, my home at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Paul Roma, Mario Mancini, Paul Perez, and Big Steve Tracy. I mean, it really is unbelievable, the different schools and everything that's going on in this area. Everything from Blood, Sweat, and Tears to Beyond Wrestling to House of Glory, to New World Wrestling Extreme, PvP. There's so many independent organizations right now. It's kind of like the territories. And again, the particles being blown all over the place here. So it really is something. And again, we were talking about, and I'll tie it up with a bow, and we'll go back to Coach and Dreamer. My relationship with the Samoan Dynasty is what I was talking about, and what happened last night. And Fatu, although he lost, not giving in to Roman Reigns and acknowledging him. And then the involvement of Jimmy and Jey Uso have been around for a while. This is going to resurrect their careers because they've been on a downslide. You know, you still have the Tongan death grip. So you know that Haku is the father of Talatanga, Tamatanga, Tangaloa, who's been released. Jeff Cobb, who's been released. You know, it's all family related. And they still have Zillafat too. Lance Anawai also, you know, lurking about and getting ready to come into the WWE. And there's perhaps the biggest and meanest of all Fatu, and I can't remember his first name, is also in the pipeline. Let that sink in about the Samoan Dynasty before you start complaining about them. And, oh, it's the same thing since 2203. It's enough of the Samoan Dynasty. Well, they are wrestling. Just like the Von Erichs, just like the Harts. I mean, I can go on and on here. The Funks, you guys understand what I'm talking about. Let it play out. It's not for everyone. There's a lot of garbage going on, too. There's a lot of things I don't like. I'm still stuck in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s. To me, the last 20, 25 years has really been mid, to use a word from MJF, at best. You know, we'll talk about Cody Rhodes. We'll talk about Gunther. You know, we'll talk about the Wise Man. There's a lot going on, man. Obafemi, CM Punk, MJF, Darby Allin. What the fuck are we doing? Let's go back to the fans. I got a lot to say, but I just wanted to point about the relationship in Samoan Dynasty and how long we go back and how long, who I am in this business, so you can relate to it, or was, which is really nobody.
Tommy, before we get to them, right now I feel like it's kind of the wild west when it comes to professional wrestling.
The most well-known unknown. Wait, yeah.
Deals, and you got a lot of high leverage situations. And with that, you have a lot of opinion.
I want to hear your opinion in the chat, and then I'll follow up
But this one is
in my response to them.
Fascinating because of who it is and how close they are to Triple H. The name, of course, is Diesel. The name, of course, is NWO. The name, of course, is Kevin Nash. And he absolutely went off on his podcast on
I appeared on a few of the same events with Nash in the early 2000s. He was a good guy to me. I can respect Nash. I don't agree with some of the things he says, but he was very cool to me in person. That's all I can go by. Let's listen in.
Mark Shapiro.
Come down to money.
And those numbers
follow the money.
Tommy, just as they're asking talent to take 50% pay cuts, which Jim Ross on his podcast yesterday said, I hardly ever remember having to ask a talent to take a pay cut. Before I read some of these quotes, what do you make of probably for the first time in years, a lot of these really powerful names weighing in on what's going on right now at this high leverage time in pro wrestling?
Cut me some slack.
Well, of course, I mean, people have podcasts, right? So that's one.
This isn't a fucking podcast. This is a show.
Talked about, and we were a part of it, kind of, sort of. You a little bit longer than me. When WCW went out of business, they asked all the WCW wrestlers to take pay cuts, and the ones so they could get to WrestleMania. If you remember that whole fiasco, some did, some did not. But those people who did not were also working and getting paid by Turner Broadcasting. So that's why guys came in later.
Rest in peace, like, Ted Turner,
Mysterio, Nash,
who loved this
Paul,
business, who changed this business.
Way more money than the WWE.
Research is your friend, Ted Turner, TBS.
Sting, I don't know, Luger. But
let me jump in real quick because I don't want you to go down a road that, because you're a little bit incorrect. Lance Storm was all the way wrong. Because I was a part of
Coach calling out Dreamer and Lance Storm. I'll clip it and send it to you, Lance.
All of them. In order to get out of the contracts, they were offered 50 cents on the dollar from WCW,
right?
Not WWE. And so, like, Goldberg was owed $6 million. Remember, he set out the whole time to get his $6 million. And then what they were offering from WWE obviously was less because he had the millions. All right, now continue.
No. It was, you can take this or take the pay cut and come right on the roster right now.
What would you do?
WWE had nothing to
Sit
do
out
with
and
the
wait for your
pay-per-view.
money
It
to
was
be
two
paid,
completely
or
different
take the pay
things.
cut and stay on the roster and stay current? What would you do?
But it was being paid by the company.
Let me know.
The company didn't go out of business. Like Ted Turner's company was still in business.
Right.
CNN, so they were still paying them. Yeah, right. So they were still paying them that and paid them out because they were still in business. They bought WCW, so it was a whole new contract system for them to come in if they gave up half of their WCW contract to Turner. That's what happened.
But it's also, you could ride that out, fine, or take the pay cut and come to the WWE.
Correct. But it wasn't WWE giving them the pay cut.
What would you do?
The offer? Listen, I know what I was once offered a long time ago for WWE. When the business went down, it was way down from what I signed for, but it wasn't a pay cut. It was actually a pay upgrade.
But anyway, continue. I'm
I hear you, Dreamer.
on that one, so.
But you're still here,
You
kid,
don't
making
argue
money,
with Storm,
Tommy.
I'll friggin' call him up. He will go.
He did, it's just the wrong narrative. They were two completely different things. Two completely different things. They had their deals. And if they wanted all the money, they just set out until those deals were over.
Yes.
So say they were right, exactly. And then WWE came in and they offered almost all of them pay cuts because they had just made millions. Like they remember, So it's two different things. But anyway, to your point, please.
If you're asking me,
Come on, Tommy, spit it out.
if I am entering in a contract with you, my contract should be good for the length of my contract.
Duration.
That's it. This is what we agree upon. Yes, talent, not people restructure deals, because I think a lot of these deals would have been.
Take out your
on some
notebooks.
people, not on all, because everybody's deal is different. Like, well, we're not doing house shows. We're not doing this. You're literally working 1 day a week. And if not, like, okay, you could take it or you can leave it. I do feel contract should be held but
They're holding all the
obviously
cars,
that's not
Tommy.
the case. And when you say people weigh in on everything, but JR and Kevin Nash have a lot more experience in these situations.
I'd say
agree.
so.
I'll say this real quick and then I'll read some of the quotes. The reason TKO is getting so lambasted is, yes, they can say you're not doing
Yeah,
house shows
you're
and things
basically
of that
being
nature.
signed for like a
The
3 or
Tuesday
6 month
was
contract when you
they weren't
originally
doing
signed
house shows a year
a
ago.
3 year or a
But
5 year
also
deal. I mean, that
they
sucks.
love to brag about biggest quarter ever, biggest
And let's not
year
get into
ever.
the pricing
We
of
got
the
$8
product
billion
and the
deal
lack
here,
of work in the
1.6
product
billion
from
there.
house shows and so on and so
UFC's got
forth.
7.7 billion.
Middle
So,
class,
to me,
upper middle
that's
class,
not
lower
what
middle
they're
class,
guys. I don't wanna hear
families,
what
blue collar,
you're
lunch
not
pail.
what you were when we did
You
the
are
deal. You're
persona
not doing
non
house shows.
grata. They
We
don't
helped
give a
you get
fuck
these
about you
major
as the
billion-dollar
fan.
deals
So if you
bigger than
think you
ever.
affect
And so to
anything,
me,
you
I agree
don't.
with you. If you're going to give it to me,
You affected by
then pay it
paying
out.
for
And
it.
then if you want to give
Apps
less
and
money when
streaming
it's
and pay-per-views
ended, but
to
ask
buy
the
this,
whole
to buy
locker room,
that.
You're setting yourself up.
It's insanity,
for
and
the
that's why I don't
most
watch as
negative
much.
attitude
I'll get the
you've ever
reports.
had in
I'll see the
business.
highlights.
If you can't sign a contract and be confident that for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, that you know you're going to make that amount of money. Because there's no more downside guarantees. They're just guaranteed. CM Punk talked about it. He goes, I don't care if I'm the first or the last because my money doesn't change. I don't get bonuses for pay-per-views anymore. And I think that's where Kevin Nash is coming from, and I actually agree with him. Here's some of them, and I think he set a world record, Tommy, for the amount of times he uses the F word, so I'm just going to shorten it a little bit. He goes, like every other effing business on earth, the effing guys above that don't have an effing clue besides get paid more and higher up on the effing food chain decide to start sticking there, you know what, where they don't need to. We're going to have to throw this guy in. Let's put this guy in. How about him in the main event? Why do we throw this guy? They're talking about McAfee and all the celebrities that TKO wanted to use. Why would we throw that guy in? Because we got an effing $500 billion deal that this guy's effing walked into? While we're at it, let's make the effing arena look like a NASCAR with, brands everywhere. But it doesn't take anything away from Paul Levesque because Paul Levesque, Triple H, still knows what the F he's doing. And then he went on to continue.
Nash ain't wrong, and again,
I think that's where a lot of
I don't
people,
agree with some of his
are-
opinions, but
for the
does that
first
really
time,
fucking matter?
you hear
He's
two
dead
different
balls
companies
on this
one.
one.
You hear
I couldn't agree
TKO
more.
Doesn't know what they're doing with WWE. It's one company. TKO and WWE are one thing, but now I think the executives, and it's such a bad look. And if you and I were still there, we'd probably feel this way. That if you're going to ask me to take a pay cut, then don't come out and tell me that 3 of you made $135 million in 1 year.
What the fuck? What are we doing here? Scripted violence, stunt work, choreography, predetermined, whatever you want to call it. Who's laughing now? Wrestling's fake. It's predetermined. It's not a sport.
And they've chosen not to.
Tell that to ESPN now.
That's big business, right? I agree.
I told all of you years ago
when you're a publicly traded
in
company,
the 80s.
all of these details have to be released. It's the shitty part of business. Because then the other parts are like, well, look at the earnings we just did. Our shareholders will be happy. People may not care so much about the wrestlers, or the wrestlers will be okay. When you're asked to take a pay cut, it's, if you want to take it, sure. Or, we'll wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. If you have the ability to, I'm okay and I've saved my money and I'm all right, like the New Day already announcing their dates. And I do think the New Day will be
And
okay.
people all go back to the indies.
they
Right
made
now,
good
the
money.
indies are different than when I did them.
But yes, I also think you need to...
They were just
Get a lot of
different.
fan backlash
Now, if
because
you're
that
willing to
would trickle
travel
down
and grind and
with
hustle,
attendance.
there's
If the
independence in
fans
every
just keep
city,
getting mad at the
town, state,
organization,
county,
or
in this whole
the other
country,
part,
Japan, Mexico,
moving merch?
Canada,
Are you
that if
doing
you're
this?
willing to
Are you doing
hustle
that?
and you've been on
And that's
TV
kinda
and got
where
a
we have to
TV
see.
name, you can
Because,
almost
I mean,
call
they
your
were
own
in limbo
price
for a while.
and still make a
They're
living. You're going to have to
getting
fucking
out.
earn it. It's like the territories right now in the indies.
To be honest with you,
Support
because you and I, every
independent
single April, this is what
pro
happens. You
wrestling.
have
I keep
talent,
telling you
and
guys
it's just
this.
like in the NFL or
Family
NBA, you
friendly.
got guys that get released because either they're not
Bear with
producing,
me
they're
here,
not
bear with
making
me.
shots, they're not catching passes.
What was that,
I
an
have no
earthquake?
issue with that part of the business.
Did you see it shake?
Whatsoever. I would
Austin?
love for the TKO executives to be educated.
All right,
on
let's
the wrestling business.
let's
I think that's where
refocus
I
here.
fall, that the
I have to
wrestling
break out my
business is
bullwhip.
So different than corporate America. In corporate America, if you're working for an insurance company,
We're not even 30
the
minutes in yet.
salespersons
We have a
are the
little
ones
bit
that
of
are
time.
making the
Don't
money.
go
This
anywhere
company,
and don't touch
it's
nothing.
you, Tommy Dreamer. It's Bully Ray. It's Mark Henry. To a lesser extent, it's me. It's the talent that's going out there. Because the last time I checked, nobody's buying a ticket to watch Ari Emanuel or Nick Khan or Mark Shapiro wrestle. And I wish, because they could flip this whole narrative around on a dime. If they just came out and said, you know what, our bad. We didn't understand this part of the business. We understood the NFL's way of doing things and trying to maximize.
TKO is not a wrestling
You
company.
know how fast they
It's
can
not
become
being
baby
written
faces,
and
Tommy,
created
if they
by
just did
wrestlers
a couple
or
of those little things,
people with
and they said,
experience
you know
in
what,
this
we're handing
fucking
it back
industry.
over to Triple H. He's
I
gonna
apologize
have
for cussing.
100% transparency on all of these storylines, and we're going to stay out of it. That would be amazing.
Trying to ponder.
But Mark Shapiro didn't do that. He goes, we 100% are in charge of all of the creative. And I think that's where a lot of people like Kevin Nassman goes, why are you sticking your nose where it doesn't belong when you don't know what's happening?
Because they have
Shapiro
all the
knows
money and they own the
ESPN.
company,
He knows
Nash.
Fox. He knows
Kev,
he doesn't
Big
know how
Daddy,
Roman Reigns is
cool.
taking a bunch of-
You
When
still,
you
I
take,
still think you stole the name.
Again, I'm just looking at business. If you're, because
You were
and I
never
had this
Big Daddy.
discussion.
You were Diesel. You were
Our
Kevin
overall
Nash.
numbers, because tickets
And every
were
other
higher,
Oz and whatever
it was
else
the
you were.
same or better
But I
than
get
last
it,
year.
Nash. And then wearing the clothes
For
that the
WrestleMania?
company that
25,000
I represented,
less
Big
this
Daddy.
year than last
True
year.
story, fans.
$25,000.
Now, did Nash
is
steal
like
it
me
from me?
dropping
I don't
No,
know.
no, no,
We were on some
25,000
events and then things changed.
Okay, but I'm talking
It's just
about
a theory on
quitting
my
because
part,
they
but
raised the price of
a lot of
tickets.
times theories
'Cause then they
become
put out their financial
reality.
numbers, and their financial numbers were through the roof.
Think about that.
So they sold about 103,000.
Again, I have the
But
AC
a lot
back
of
on,
those
so it's
were
blowing particles
taken down
everywhere.
because
I
they were sold,
apologize.
like in the last week at a discounted price.
As I
And then
step
they
all
also
over the
had
coach and
25
Dreamer.
They had a bunch of coupons or discounts the last month because they couldn't move any. They were
Again,
selling
impromptu.
38,
I've
they were
been saying
selling
it. One man,
75,
unique, unedited,
50,000.
unscripted.
So yeah, they painted the picture. It's
Raw
still
dog
a
for you, the
financial
fans.
Success, but not the reason they went back there. The reason they went back there is because they sold 125 the year before.
Well, they also got paid more money to go there.
Talking about the finances,
$80
TKO, WWE, wrestlers' contracts, the firings, the releases, whatever it is you want to call it, and how much money they're making
And I
from
agree.
Emmanuel to Khan to
that
everyone else.
If I have an agreement with you, it's like a relationship. Hey, I want to date you. I want to marry you, and we're going to be married for 3 years. And then a year later, it's like, well, I want to bang other girls. Okay, that's
wanna
not our
bang other
agreement.
girls.
So I have to either leave this agreement or.
Aren't
I
you
have
with
to
Beulah? You don't
settle
need
this
that, Tommy.
agreement.
Beulah's a
Yes,
beautiful
and
woman.
I don't think I'd be happy with that relationship.
Make a lovely couple.
I'm also trying to be a man of my word. Business sometimes takes away from that. I support Kevin Nash's feelings towards that, and also, like, if you get no incentives anymore, then it's okay. This is my bottom line until it happens to somebody else. The only
Nobody gives a fuck until when?
negative or positive
Until it happens to them.
until it affects your product.
I've lived it.
Then you don't have to
Trust
care about
me.
the business. What
I
you're
know.
saying, what Kevin Nash saying makes 100% effect. If it affects your business,
I wasn't a gargoyle
bottom
for
line is that's what
25
those
years
executives
behind
have
the
to do,
walls
because
for
that's
no
how they
reason.
get their raises, because their
A
bottom
bounty
lines
hunter
keep
for
going
no
up.
reason. A repo man, a private investigator, celebrity bodyguard, roadie, not for no reason, because of experience and hoping for wisdom leads to discernment.
Walk into Vince's office and say, "Hey, listen, let's talk this out." Zelina Vega went on her own platform and said she didn't even get a call from Triple H. She didn't even get a call from somebody at WWE. She got a call from somebody she didn't even know.
Yeah, that's horse shit. That's horse shit.
And to me, yes,
Say
right
what you
now,
want
business
about
is
Vince, but
phenomenal.
he didn't
Nobody
necessarily
would dispute
certainly
that.
do it that
But
way.
where are they going to be in 2036, 2046? If they're getting into a...
Let's worry about 2026 first, Coach, because we may not make it out of there, out of here.
They're like, we haven't
Way the
renewed
status
yet.
of the world
That's
is.
not New Day's fault. That's not Talent B's fault.
It's another story, another show for another time.
If you come up, if AEW continues to rise, hell, if TNA continues to rise, and all of a sudden you've got some more money to sign talent, now guess what?
We're all going through hard
Talent
times.
is gonna say, well, I can go here and they're going to guarantee all my money, and I can go and expect $3 million for 3 years, like my contract states. And then
Fans, I got
it's
surgery
one
coming up too, so we'll be
and
taking a
one
break
and
here on the
one.
show.
And you and I were there in 2002.
I got people coming over here to
when
talk to
business
me,
was
so don't go
horrible.
anywhere.
And it was red hot
I
in
don't want you to go
1999.
anywhere.
It doesn't
Live
take
interactions
years
with
to fall off a cliff.
the GOC. That's me.
The one thing you said when we compare it to real sports as opposed to this, if your performance drops, that's one thing. That's why guys get cut, all that stuff, or hey, salary cap, all that stuff. The other part in this, if hey, we have nothing for you, we didn't do anything.
How are you?
then it's
I can't
also on
complain.
creative.
Thank you.
And it's creative's fault. So your career is in the hands of somebody else.
See, I'm not all
1000%.
chaos.
And the only way you can compare that is if
That's why I tell you to follow me on the other social media platforms.
And now all of a
You'll
sudden,
see my personal life,
it's
my
no longer
family,
3 wide receivers, it's only
my
2
wife,
and 2 tight ends.
my daughters, my
And the
granddaughter,
other part is,
my
too,
brothers.
in all the major sporting leagues,
Hello,
you've got 30
McFly.
teams to
Is
play.
anybody home?
And so if this happened to the New Day and they were playing for the Cowboys, the Eagles,
Bueller?
the Commanders, the Jets, they can all say,
Anyone?
We'd love to have those guys because we need a dynamic duo.
Bueller?
For us. And I hope, because we love this business.
OTS
and
Tribal
we still have a
Queen,
ton of
Jen,
friends
if you
that
will, I
work
hope
both
you see
places,
this, and I hope you're
a ton of
here.
friends that work for you.
We haven't
You're
seen
gonna
you
be
or
in
heard from you in
wrestling
about
business
6
until the
months.
wheels fall off. You say that all
I
the
pray
time,
for
and I
you and
respect
your
that.
family,
And I just want the biggest company
as does
in
Austin
this
Nance
business to
and a whole
have
bunch of
empathy
people from
for human
the
being
Don, Tony, and
and
Kevin
not
Castle
hide
show
behind
and from Off the
same old thing.
Script.
Well,
We're thinking of you,
that's corporate
Jen.
business. That's
Say hello.
corporate
We
greed.
miss you,
It
Queen.
doesn't have to be
My
that
wife and
way.
I were just
Because
talking
2 of the
about
3
you.
guys, Tommy, were 2 of the biggest
Austin,
agents
tell
in
her,
Hollywood
please.
ever. So they fought for the likes of The Rock. And hell, Nick Khan did my second contract at ESPN.
It's just not the same.
He did.
You add a lot to the
Didn't do very
programs,
good, but he did.
Tribal Queen.
And so to me, they've worked in the people business before.
Let's get back to Pro
they
Wrestling
started
Nation.
Endeavor or were CEOs
I have
of Endeavor or all
amnesia
this kind of stuff.
and deja
And
vu at the
to
same
me, if you make
time.
it $25 million, you can catch a lot of
I think I've
goodwill by
forgotten
saying,
this
you know what?
before.
How about I just take 18? And then we can, or, when they have the meetings all the time at WWE, when they have the town hall and they come in and talk about everything they're going to do, you know how it is. The secretary that's making 50 grand or the PA that has 4 people to an apartment that makes 25 grand plus a little bit of overtime, they walk in and go, we just had the biggest year we ever had. I went through 11 years of that, where all these people are going, if they gave me a $5,000 check Do you know how much harder I would work for the rest of the year if they just acknowledged that I'm helping this
What are you
company?
saying, Coach?
That's what I've always
Acknowledge me.
Right, you're right, exactly.
Get to meet Tommy Dreamer, Coach, and Howard Finkel.
That's what they did. That's what they did.
Take a picture with them.
No doubt about it. All right, we got to take a quick break because they just walked in the studio and we're super excited. Coming up next, they're going to be talking about an event in New York City area that they're very, very, very behind and proud of, and we are behind it too. Deanna Purrazzo and Steve Macklin live on the show next. This is the
Purrazzo and Macklin, I believe they're going to be talking about Tunnel to Towers. If there's ever a more worthy cause that you should support or get behind, it's Tunnel for Towers. I think that's what Deanna and Steve Macklin are going to talk about, I'm pretty sure. Deanna Purrazzo, also a personal connection, because you know that's how it is, especially at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. She was the Center Ring Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling Women's Champion back in, I want to say, like 2018. So yeah, Deanna is also connected to Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling and has appeared for Roma and Mancini, Roman Nation and Mancini's Maniacs. Speaking of that, let me give a plug. Go out and check out Emir at Victoire and the Power and Glory podcast with Pretty Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. It's on YouTube. Power and Glory podcast. The host is Amir, the master of ceremonies. Kind of looks like Triple H in his younger days when he was a part of the Blue Bloods. And of course, Roma and Mancini, my longtime 40-year brothers. The owner of Paradise Alley, Mario Mancini, in the WWF from 84 to 92 during the golden era, rock and wrestling, WrestleMania. Paul Roma, self-explanatory. Power and Glory, Pretty Wonderful, Young Stallions, The Four Horsemen, Tag Team Champion WCW with Arn Anderson, Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania is our head trainer. You come down to Paradise Alley, we have Monday night classes and Tuesday night classes with Mario Mancini. He'll wax you up, shine you, buff you, teach you the basics. Who better to do it than the legendary veteran Mario Mancini, who's done it all? And then he'll ship you up when you're ready to Pretty Paul Roma and the ingredients to being a pro wrestler on Wednesday night classes and Saturday mornings. And then we run shows and house shows. In the House of Pain run alley fights. It doesn't get much better than that. And then they appear on the Rick Del Santo podcast, the Rick Del Santo show. Or on the Potato with Uncle Otis. Those are our media people. You're not going to want to miss it. And you're not going to want to miss this channel. It's good to be back. Check out my post sections here on the channel. Follow me on the other social media platforms. Again, new channel on X. GOC, that's me. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Austin, I appreciate it. I'm about ready to get out of here right now. We were listening to Pro Wrestling Nation with the coach and Tommy Dreamer, seeing what they have to say. I'm going to see Michael Jackson with my granddaughter. Let's listen in before we get out of here.
Battle of the Brave Wrestling Benefit Show. And Tommy, I'm going to hand
Battle
it over to you to give
of the
a proper
Brave
introduction
Wrestling Show.
to
Deanna
our
Purrazzo,
two
Steve Macklin,
very important
also
guests
behind
who are in
Tunnel to
studio
Towers.
today. The floor
Let's
is
listen
yours,
in
sir.
quick.
Well, first of all, perhaps one of the greatest wrestlers of all time from New Jersey, the Virtuosa. I see her every single day on commercials for college. Welcome to Busted Opens.
Thank you.
Off the Ropes. And her military husband, Steve Macklin. Some days he's angry, some days he's nice. Hope he's nice today. Current TNA and current AEW talent. So I can talk to both of them or just try to keep that divided.
Remember, fight for the brave. Tunnel to Towers. Deanna Purrazzo, Steve Macklin.
Everything else is good. Everything else is
The
good.
guardian of chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Don't you dare miss it.